We're really covering a Gimmick puppet deck today, along with some Spyrals, some Cyber Dragons, and some other interesting spice for your life. Smash the everything crap of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome deck profiles. So, our Armed Dragon player, Josh Thomas, returns with a very interesting take on Gimmick puppets. Alright, now, before you're looking at this and you're like, wait a minute here. Grisou doesn't have any Orchestra World Legacy cards to dump here. So, he said that, a couple notes here for this. So the deck is obviously aiming second. The Grisou is mained in order to provide a single card link monster and to supply a token in order for magnet doll plays to materialize. Alright, so that's gonna be pretty important here, alright? Giant Grinder broke many boards, and Gear Spring Spirit plus Magnet allow for generic Grisou Divine plays. Alright, Zeus overperformed, need one more, we'll cut a ding for it. Alright, so that's, hey, guess what, guys? It's like, we're still a Zeus stack. So, we have triple copies of everybody's favorite Gear Spring Spirit. We have triple copies of the Gimmick Puppet Bisque Doll. Triple copies of Drury Doll. Triple copies of Humpty Bumpty. Triple copies of Magnet Doll. So if your opponent controls a monster, and all monsters you control are face-up Gimmick Puppet monsters, minimum one, you can special summon this card from your hand. Oh, yeah, so this the whole Grisou thing here basically just starts combo. We have triple copies of Terror Baby, and then we have 2 copies of Mr. McGrisou. Spells, we have triple Lord Darkness, triple copies of Dark Ruler No More, triple copies of the Junk Puppet, triple copies of Machine Duplication, 2 copies of the Rank Up Magic Argent Chaos Force, triple copies of Trade In, and then we have triple copies of Puppet Parade. And down here in the extra deck, we have 2 copies of the Gimmick Puppet Chimera Doll, 2 copies of the Gimmick Puppet of Dark Strings, 1 copy of the Puppet Giant Hunter, 2 copies of Gimmick Puppet of Strings, 2 copies of Mr. Puppet Grinder, 2 copies of the Gimmick Puppet Gigantes Dolls, with 1 Filgram, 1 Zeus, and 2 copies of Grisou. Side deck here we have triple copies of Phantasme, 1 Feather Duster, triple copies of Lightning Storm, 2 copies of Talents, 2 copies of Xyz Import, triple copies of Evenly Matched, and 1 single copy of everybody's favorite Red Reboot, wrapping up Josh Thomas's 2nd place locals finish with none other than actual Gimmick puppets. I've seen some crazy FTKs with this recently, but this is by far probably my favorite variant I've seen from these builds. Alright, next up we have Spyral. So this was 5th place Spyral list piloted by Johnny Oxton. Alright, so I kind of thought that this deck would have issues after the loss of Magician's Soul, or the loss after everybody's favorite, Master Plan, but it's fine, we're just compensating. We're just playing the Apprentice Illusion, so we can basically still make cool boards with this. I think we still die to the big space rock, but alright. So we have triple copies of Super Agent Man, triple copies of Drome, 1 Quick Fix, 1 copy of Spyral Sleeper, 1 Last Resort, 1 Barrier Statue of Storm Winds, 1 copy of Apprentice, triple copies of Magician Souls, 1 copy of Codebreaker Zero Day, 1 copy of DD Crow, 1 Nessie, 1 Tsuchinoko, and 1 Jackalope, 1 copy of Dot Scraper, and then we have a Phantom Knight package of Ancient Cloak and the Silent Boots. Spells here, we have triple copies of Pot of Prosperity, 1 copy of Reinforcement of the Army, 1 1-for-1, 1 Terraforming, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Card Destruction, triple copies of War Arthur, 1 copy of the Big Red, 1 copy of the Spyral Resort. Then we have 1 Shade Brigandine, 1 Fog Blade, and triple copies of Rescue, wrapping up the main deck here. Down here in the extra deck, we have the 1 Assembled Nightingale, 1 Recital Starling, basic stuff, 1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn, 1 Boral Sword, 1 Apollosa, 1 Access Code, 1 copy of the Virus Swordsman, and then we have 1 Virus Berserker, 1 Link Kariba, 1 Tri Gate, 1 copy of Samorg, 1 Rusty, and 2 copies of Double Helix. Side deck here we have 2 Tough, 2 copies of Godarla, 2 Gamma, 1 Driver, the spice returns. We have triple copies of Evenly Matched, triple copies of Lightning Storm, and 2 copies of Mystic Mine, wrapping up, well, this is a pretty interesting Spyral list. I do like this. I would probably give something like this a shot if you want to have some fun in the modern format, alright? Spyral combo is still pretty important. Alright, next up, this is an interesting list. This is from Jake Miles, from the same locals as Johnny's list. So, Jake Miles came 5th place, but this build is just interesting because this is essentially just summon big Haman monster with Dragoon. I've definitely come to the realization of it's just funny how many 2-card combinations of things that we can do just to do really just summon Dragoon. So this is basically Haman Turbo with Dragoon. So we have triple copies of the Chaos Summoning Beast, 1 Danger Nessie, 1 Danger Jackalope, 1 Tsuchinoko, triple copies of the Dark Beckoning Beast, 2 copies of Dark Summoning Beast, triple copies of Haman, Lord of Striking Thunder, 1 Lefty Lucy, triple copies of Parallel Exceed, 1 copy of Plague Spreader with 1 quick draw synchron, 1 copy of Righty Tighty, then we have 1 Dark Magician and 1 Red Eyes. Spells, we have triple copies of Cerulean Skyfire, 2 copies of Fallen Paradise, triple copies of the Opening of the Spirit Gates, triple copies of Pot of Prosperity, 1 Red Eyes Fusion, triple copies of Tuning, and triple copies of Infinite Impermanence, wrapping up the main deck. Extra deck there, we have 2 copies of the Verte Machine, 1 Link Karibo, 1 Unicorn, 1 IP, 1 Hulk, 1 Boral Sword Machine, 1 Appaloosa, 1 Juggernaut Libby, and 1 Gustav Max, 1 Trishula, 1 copy of Martial Metal, 1 Herald of the Arclight, 1 Borrowed Savage, and 1 copy of the Dragoon Man. Side deck here, we have triple Godarla, 1 copy of Marshmallow, 1 Raviel, and 1 of his Flinting Scraper Punch, triple copies of Lightning Storm, triple copies of Awakening of the Sacred Beast, and triple copies of Solemn Judgment. Wrapping up, like I said, this is more of an interesting concept. All things considered, this is the kind of stuff that I enjoy seeing players kind of mess around with in the rogue category and go, hey, Dragoon, he carries me on his back. All right. Next up, we have, this is the return of Jake Thomas. We have more Cyber Dragons for you guys today. Another 4th place finish. All right. Hey, look, it doesn't play the Dragoon. All right. So we have triple copies of Cyber Dragon, triple copies of Cyber Dragon Core, triple copies of Cyber Dragon Hearse, 2 copies of Veer, 2 copies of Galaxy Soldier, 1 copy of Jizakuru, 2 copies of Droll and Lockbird, triple Gamma, 1 Driver, and 2 copies of Ash Blossom. Enjoy Spring. Spells here, we have triple copies of Machine Duplication, triple copies of Pot of Prosperity, 2 copies of Lightning Storm, triple copies of Cyber Emergency, 2 Overload Fusion, 1 Cyber Repair Plant, 1 Cyber Rev System, 1 Cyber Load Fusion, 1 Call by the Grave, and of course, the 1 Overflow has pretty much become a big norm for all these decks. Extra deck here, we have 1 Twin, 1 Mega Fleet, 1 Fortress, 2 Rampage, 1 Zeus, 1 Infinity, 1 Pleiades, 2 Nova, 1 Lambda, 1 Verte, 1 Link Karibo, 1 Almirage, and the 1 Cyber Dragon Seeker. Side deck here, we have 2 Lancia, 2 Ghost Bell, 2 Nibiru, 1 Feather Duster, 2 copies of Twin Twister, triple copies of Dark Ruler No More, 1 copy of Red Reboot, and 2 copies of Different Dimension Ground. Wrapping up James Thomas's 4th place Cyber Dragon list for you guys for this video. And the last list here from Tyler Nakamoto, getting 1st place out of his locals. Oh boy, it's everybody's favorite Shaddolls. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, 2 copies of Nail Shaddol Ariel, triple copies of Nibiru, triple copies of Gamma, triple copies of Rush Shaddol Windy, 2 copies of Shaddol Beast, 1 copy of Dragon and 1 Falco, 2 Hedgehog, 2 Squamata with 1 Driver. Then we have 1 El Shaddol Fusion, 1 Foolish Barrel, 2 copies of Shaddol Fusion, triple copies of Super Polymerization with 2 copies of Rush Shaddol Incarnation, 1 Shaddol Curse, 1 Schism, triple copies of Sinister Shadow Games, and triple copies of Torrential Tribute. Down here in the extra deck, we have 1 Gravity Controller, 1 copy of Selene, 1 Cross Sheep with 1 Artemis, 1 Access Machine, 1 World Legacy Al Marduk, 1 copy of Starving Venom, 2 copies of Wenda, 1 Shek, triple copies of Construct, and 2 copies of App Cologne here. And then we have triple copies of Lancia, 1 copy of Pankratops, 2 Phantasmic, 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, triple copies of Dark Ruler No More, 1 Feather Duster, and triple copies of everybody's favorite Ice Dragon Prison. Wrapping up Tyler Nakamoto's list for everybody. Who would have thought the Gimmick puppets would have actually performed up to any sort of standard besides, like, the whole gimmicky, yeah, pun intended, by the way, FTK deck that they had running around? Anybody? Yeah, interesting, right? So, guys, smash your building crap out, subscribe button. Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your bit of faces back here later on the day for some more cool, awesome content. Peace out, guys. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCole40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCole40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcolegames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.